You know pi, 3.14159. A number so familiar, you probably saw it on a classroom poster or scribbled on a test. Some kids even turn it into a game, reciting digits like a party trick. 50, 100, 500 places of pi. But what if I told you pi isn't just a number? What if it's a door? A door into infinity. A door into the deepest question of all, whether the universe itself is knowable. Because pi is different. Most numbers you deal with, fractions, decimals, measurements, end, or at least repeat. 1/3 is 0.333 repeating forever. Neat, predictable. But pi? Pi refuses. It never ends, never repeats, never falls into a pattern. It looks ordinary. It isn't. Think of how we use it. You want to find the circumference of a circle? Multiply diameter by pi. That's it. Easy. The number has been baked into every math class, every science equation, every engineer's blueprint. It's in the wheels of your car, the signal of your phone, the physics of atoms. It feels simple. But simplicity is the trick. Behind those few digits is an abyss. In fact, if you wrote down the digits of pi at random points, you'd find your birthday hidden somewhere in it. Keep looking, you'd find every phone number, every password, every line of every book ever written. All of it encoded in an endless, patternless string. So here's the question. If pi holds infinite information, does that mean it contains everything? Your life, my life, every possible future? Or is it all just noise? This is where things get strange. Mathematicians call pi irrational, not because it's crazy, but because it cannot be written as a simple fraction. No matter how far you go, it will never resolve into something neat. It's also transcendental, which means you can't use ordinary algebra to capture it. No finite formula, no clever trick, no final solution. It transcends the system itself. The digits just keep coming, like a drumbeat from the void. 3.1415926535897932338, and on and on. But inside that endless string, some argue, lies possibility itself. If the digits of pi go on forever, then every possible combination of numbers must be in there somewhere. That includes every possible combination of letters, which means, hidden in pi, there could be the complete works of Shakespeare. Or an alternate Shakespeare who never existed, a perfect simulation of the universe you live in, including you, right now, listening to this. And here's the real kicker. We can't prove it. We don't know if pi contains everything, or if that's just a story we tell ourselves to feel meaning inside the chaos. Pi sits on the edge between order and disorder, between logic and mystery. A number that builds bridges but refuses to be contained by one.
Pi wasn't discovered in one flash of genius. It's been chased, approximated, and reimagined across thousands of years.
The ancient Babylonians guessed it as 3.125. The Egyptians tried 3.1605. Archimedes, centuries later, trapped it between 3.1408 and 3.1429 by drawing polygons tighter and tighter around a circle. Every civilization pushed closer, but never arrived, because you can't. Pi always slips away. Fast forward to modern times. Computers can now calculate trillions of digits of pi. But even that is like scooping a thimble of water from an infinite ocean. No matter how far we go, the horizon stretches further. And that's when we realized, maybe pi isn't meant to be solved. Maybe it's meant to be stared into, like a mirror reflecting back the limits of our own understanding. At first, the digits seem to offer patterns, a rhythm, a promise of order. So close. But then the pattern dissolves, slipping into something ungraspable. Round and round, without ever repeating. It's frustrating. It's beautiful. It's irrationality made visible through numbers themselves. And here's the paradox. Out of this endless irrationality comes precision. Pi lets us build machines, predict the planets, send rockets to the moon. We rely on a number we cannot fully know. A universe balanced on mystery. Some human attempts at mathematicians treat pi as a challenge. Memorize as many digits as possible. Write them into books. Even turn them into art or music. Others argue pi might not be random at all, just beyond our comprehension. What looks like chaos might be hiding a code. But whether pi is chaos or code, one truth remains. We've built our world on it. Circles, waves, orbits, signals. Everything depends on a number that refuses to end. And maybe that's the lesson. That perfection, in math and in life, is always out of reach. So close, yet so far. Pi is not just a number, it's a symbol. A reminder that infinity is not somewhere out there, but right here, inside a circle you could draw with a stick in the sand. When you divide the circumference of any circle by its diameter, you always land on pi. Always. It doesn't matter if the circle is the size of a coin or the orbit of a planet. The same mystery hides in both. The finite pointing to the infinite. And that's where the philosophy begins. If pi stretches forever without repeating, then in its digits, you could find everything. Not just your birthday or your phone number, but entire libraries, entire histories, entire worlds. Every combination of letters, every melody that could ever exist, buried in the endless sequence. Does that mean pi contains the universe? Or is it all just noise, and the meaning is something we invent? Some think goes further. If pi encodes every possibility, then somewhere inside it, hidden deep enough, could be the blueprint of reality itself. A perfect copy of the world we live in. Every mountain, every heartbeat, every memory you've ever had, and maybe even you, watching this right now. It raises a chilling thought. Are we discovering pi, or is pi discovering us? Because if the universe can be expressed through pi, maybe we're not outside of it at all. Maybe we're inside the math. Pi doesn't give us the comfort of repetition. It doesn't settle into a loop we can predict. But it isn't random either. It's deterministic, calculated by rules we understand, yet still unpredictable. That's the strange space pi occupies, the razor's edge between order and chaos. It teaches us something about knowledge itself, that even when we can explain the rules, we may never see the full picture. The circle is simple. The truth inside it is infinite. Pi is a number, yes, but it's also a metaphor for us. Think about it. We chase perfection, perfect answers, perfect lives, perfect certainty. But like pi, the closer we get, the more it slips away, always out of reach. And yet, that pursuit gives meaning. The Babylonians knew they weren't right, but they tried. Archimedes knew his polygons would never close the gap, but he tried. Today, we run supercomputers day and night, spitting out trillions of digits we'll never use, and we still try. Why? Because pi is a reminder that the journey matters more than the destination, that understanding is a path, not a finish line. In our own lives, we want closure. We want the story to resolve neatly. But life isn't like that. It's irrational. It circles back on itself, repeats some patterns, then veers off into chaos. No ending, no final answer. And maybe that's okay. Because out of this imperfection comes beauty, the art we create, the love we give, the mysteries we never solve. These are our digits of pi, unfinished, infinite. Einstein once said, "As far as the laws of mathematics refer to reality, They are not certain, and as far as they are certain, they do not refer to reality. Pi embodies that paradox. It is certain. We know it exists. We can calculate it endlessly. But its fullness will forever be beyond us. And in that sense, pi is philosophy. It asks us, will you still search, even knowing you'll never arrive? Will you still find meaning, even inside infinity? In the end, pi is more than mathematics. It's a symbol of the infinite hiding in the ordinary. Every circle you see, every wheel, every ripple in water, every planet orbiting a star carries this secret, a number that cannot end, a truth that cannot be contained. And yet, from that endlessness, we build our world. We cut wood, lay bricks, launch satellites, all using a number we can never fully know. It's a reminder that certainty isn't a requirement for progress. We can move forward, even in the face of mystery. Maybe that's why pi feels so human. We are finite creatures, living short lives. But within us is something infinite, our imagination, our longing, our ability to dream beyond ourselves. Pi is the same. A finite circle, whispering of infinity. And perhaps, just like pi, will never be solved. Not by science, not by philosophy. But maybe we're not meant to be. So the next time you see a circle, think about it. A child's toy, the moon above your head, the ring on someone's hand. Inside it is pi. Endless, irrational, transcendent. And in that endlessness is a truth about us, that life is not about reaching the final digit. It's about daring to search, knowing the digits will never stop. That is the philosophy of pi.